This video is to show you the easiest and best way to get started uh, setting up a PHP development environment. First, go to virtualbox.org, click on the downloads link, and then pick the download for your operating system. I'm going to assume everybody's running either Windows or Mac. So I chose OS X because I'm on a Mac. After you do that, download that, and you should have VirtualBox. Then go to vagrantup.com, click its download link, and download the latest Vagrant. And make sure you have, once it's downloaded, make sure you have access to it in your terminal or DOS prompt. I'm running 1.3.1, so I could upgrade. And then you want to go to Puffit, which pulls both Vagrant and VirtualBox kind of together. So click on the Create Locally tab, and then these are all just my preferences. You can change anything you want, but I like Ubuntu, and then I'm going to name this my PHP box. Yep. I don't have a box already named that. And then I'm going to keep this the same, keep that the same. I like Nginx. And then to make this a little bit more real world, you can name this to I don't know, whatever your website's gonna be named. So I'll just keep it at awesome.dev. And if you plan on having multiple websites, you can do, let's just do awesome.dev/public. So what this means is when I go to awesome.dev in my browser, I'll change this to .com because everybody's used to that. When I go to this in my browser, Nginx is going to go to the public directory and serve me up any one of these files. So I'm going to use index.php to do my hello world example. But you can leave this the same, leave port 80 the same. And then I like 5.4, Composer. Well, just for this demonstration, I'm going to strip this to kind of bare bones stuff. But if I were you, I wouldn't uncheck this, but the process is going to be the same. If you want a database installed, MySQL or Postgres, you need to enter a password right there. Something like, if you're just developing, if this is just for your development, it's root is something that's common and easy to remember. But I'm not going to go that in depth for this video. But if you want it installed, fill all this stuff out with sensible stuff, and then click Create My Manifest. That'll download a zip file. You can go to Downloads, and let me get rid of a lot of this stuff. Unzip it, and we can name this, doesn't matter, PHP 5 box. And then you can put this wherever you want on your machine. I've created a VMs folder that I just put stuff in. That VMs is nothing special, just a regular folder. And now you can go open up your terminal and then cd into that newly created directory. Oops. Press enter. And now I'm in there and I can see the files that I have in that. in that folder. So I can run a Vagrant up command, which will create my VM and provision it with everything that I want. But in the meantime, I can put this folder into Sublime or your favorite text editor, and then create this folder structure that we defined for our virtual host. So var www is magically linked to this your root, the root of the VM. So var www is the equivalent of my PHP Docs. So in here, since we've defined awesome.com/public, we need to go create that. So you can go new folder, awesome.com, and then create that public folder. Oh, I might have created. No, there it is. Okay, and then in here, you can create an index.php file, and then write some PHP. And then what we can also do, what we also need to do, is go back and remember that IP address that was defined, or you can change this to whatever you want. I just left it as the default. But you need to go edit your host file. So open up a new tab in iTerm, and then go to, and then update my host. So sudo vim dc host. This part is going to be different if you're using Windows. So just Google how to edit your host file, and you should come up with something. So if I do this, enter in my max password, I can see, go down here, and so I'm viewing a file right now, but I can go down here and press I, which puts me into insert mode, and then I can just add a line. So 192.168.56.101 space awesome.com. Basically what's that doing is it's telling my computer, whenever I visit awesome.com, I want you to actually go to this IP address. Press escape, :WQ to write and quit. Now let's see where we are. So you can see it's still provisioning our VM. And this usually takes a while, depending on how many things you're installing. Okay, now we have a VM booted up with the things that we specified installed, and we could go to this IP And there we go. We can see the welcome to Nginx just example HTML page, but that's not what we want to do. We want to go see the PHP that we just wrote. So if we go to awesome.com, we should see our hello world. And there you go. That is the easiest way to get started developing PHP. And you'll probably read about MAMP and XAMPP and other tool sets like that, and those I used those when I got started until I learned about this stuff, but those things are really hard to configure. If you want something different, installing a different version of PHP is difficult. Installing a different database is hard, if not impossible. I don't remember. But if you do it this way with a virtual machine, you have unlimited possibilities of configuration. So it's very flexible, and it's going to mirror what you're actually going to use in your production environments. So I hope that was helpful, and good luck with getting started.